Hello, everyone out there. I hope everybody's doing well under these really strange conditions that we're all living under right now. It's encouraging for me to see all the creative ways that people are trying to cope with all of these really restrictive conditions and trying to make the best of a really tough situation. I've been talking with a lot of my clients over the past several weeks, and especially with a lot of the men who right now are struggling with something that I think affects men in a really unique way that, in my experience, doesn't really affect women the exact same way. It seems like men, we tend to have a struggle separating our identity from our work. And when men feel threatened with financial failure or not able to work or provide financially, it can often feel very personal and pretty overwhelming. Now, I recognize that I'm generalizing here, and maybe not all men feel this way, and maybe some women feel this way, but on the whole, this is the general thing that I see with a lot of men who work really hard, but also have a hard time making that separation, that their worth and value is only tied to their work and providing financial income. And so one thing that I've thought a lot about, not only for myself as a man, but also for a lot of the men I work with, is trying to help them figure out a way to expand or reframe, if you will, their definition of what it means to provide for their families and to protect their families when they're sitting at home feeling like they're just useless or they don't really have any way to go out and make a living. And so one thing that I'd like to share is, let's talk about providing for a minute. Certainly providing financially is, incredibly important for anybody who's going to raise children and have a home and live independently. And so that's a given. Taking care of your responsibilities financially is a form of providing. It's probably the most understandable and universally agreed on definition for providing. But there's also other ways you can provide during this time, especially when you may not be able to provide as much income, or maybe you've lost your job entirely, or perhaps you feel like the kind of work you're doing has changed and you're in between things. I think about all the ways that a dad and a husband can provide for their family that include providing attention, providing rest and relaxation, providing structure, providing fun, providing their attention and their interest in what their family are doing, what their kids and their wife are doing. He can also provide a really peaceful environment by watching his temper and his impatience. He can provide a spiritual atmosphere by praying and leading out in different religious activities in the home with prayers and other types of devotions. He can provide educational opportunities, sharing things that he's learning or reading. He can provide physical movement and activity by starting a game outside or encouraging someone to go on a walk or do some kind of a physical challenge. He can provide, playfulness and spontaneity and, wrestling with his kids or flirting with his wife or doing things like that to really create some playfulness and levity in the family. There's all kinds of things a committed father and husband can provide for his family, way beyond income, that can really be a blessing and a strength to them during this time. Because really providing financially is about creativity. It's about creating something that wasn't there. When I show up at work, there wasn't, that income until I actually showed up and created it. And it's the same for you. So think about what you can create, what you can produce right now. And you're going to have to think a lot more abstract perhaps than just bringing home $1 or going to work and doing your same routine. You can be creative and you can provide all kinds of wonderful things for your family and let them know that they can count on you to be a source and a fountain of inspiration, of support, of kindness, of patience, of understanding, of being a stable foundation for them during these really uncertain times. And I think about protecting as the same kind of thing. We protect our family from danger, and sometimes it can feel like, as men, we're like, well, how are we supposed to protect them from this invisible virus that might hurt them and infect them? Or you can protect them with reassurance that you're never going to leave them, that you're going to be committed to them, that you're going to protect them with your faithfulness, your fidelity, your integrity, your honesty. You're going to protect them with your time and your attention. And you're going to do everything you can to learn and understand how to best equip your family with the supplies that they need and the stability that they need. There's so much you can do, that I can do as men, to protect and to provide for our families during these really uncertain times. Even though some things are getting stripped away from us, like perhaps our work or our freedom in a lot of ways with being able to move about and take care of things, there's so much you can do inside of your little home, your sphere of influence. There's so much you can do in your little acre, if you will, that you can tend to and care for and grow and make wonderful memories and really strengthen and support your loved ones. They need you more than ever. And I want to invite you and all good men to rise up and not play small, to not disappear, to not numb out with addictions, or to hide out or shrink, or just leave it all to your wife to figure everything out, or to your kids to come up with things or beg you to interact with them. You can be the one that initiates, thinks ahead, has awareness, makes this a matter of prayer, makes this a matter of thought, that you carry the weight and the burden of these worries and fears, and planning ahead and thinking about how to structure the day, gathering your family for meals, gathering them for prayer, gathering them to read and study and think, and to talk, to turn off screens and to go outside and do things that actually create family cohesion and connection. There's lots of great things that you can do to lead out and to be a strength for your family during this time. Don't play small, men. We can do so much. And I promise you, on the other side of this, we can be heroes to our wives and kids and create wonderful memories about how we got through these times together. So join with me. Let's do this.